What's up, everybody? Jared James Nichols here, and you're watching the Be Cool or Be Podcasted Out channel.
Thank you, man. Hey, welcome to Be Cool, Be Podcast Out. Another episode of Knowledge Nerds with Kayla.
Hello, everybody.
And today we're just going to discuss a couple of things of, maybe what we've been listening to. Or this is Amara, our cat Amara. Hi, Amara.
Wait a minute, everybody. There you go.
All right.
Cat.
They'll probably jump up on the table anyway. So yeah, we're going to discuss just things we've been doing during the week. So, Kayla, have you been listening to any sort of music during the week or anything?
Well, not really, but I have been listening to Hatsune Miku, and if anybody out there doesn't know what she is, she's not AI, she's a vocal synthesizer, which means that she is actually, all her voice is done by a real human, except people chop it up to make her, sing different words or say other things. It's really cool, and then she's not just one person, because multiple people out there make really good songs with her. It's from a whole genre called Vocaloid. If anybody out there is young and know what it is, good on you. And so
what's the name of her?
Vocaloid, but the character is named Hatsune Miku. She recently performed at Coachella.
Oh, okay.
Mhm.
Okay. Was it is it Japanese?
Yep, she's from Japan.
Okay.
She's
So, but
not
is it a real
animated.
person or is it a computer or?
She is a computer, but her voice is provided by a real person. Except it just sounds
So
like...
she animated or something or like?
Yeah, she's
So
like a hologram.
Okay. Oh, okay. So at Coachella, she was a hologram,
Yeah.
and somebody's real voice is singing.
Yeah.
Okay.
But she sounds more like a robot because the voices are
Yeah. They.
recorded.
Okay. Okay. Gotcha.
Very good, and I'd like my dad to listen there because there's a ton of genres of music that people use Miku to, and pretty sure out there is going to be a rock Miku song that my dad would like.
Oh, well, I'll have to check her out. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Today is the anniversary of one of my favorite albums by Van Halen. It's Fair Warning. You want to hold that?
Yep.
This came out in 1981. It was released on this day in 1981. Van Halen, Fair Warning is probably my top 5 favorite albums of all time. He has a little glare on there, but yeah, if you hold it like this, it's fine.
Yeah.
So there, classic album, 1981. Eddie Van Halen.
Very
Just
nice cover.
that's actually taken from like a bigger painting. Somebody painted this, and it's like a bigger painting, and they condensed it down. They made an album cover out of it. But there's like a bigger kind of painting out of it, and I can't, off the top of my head, I can't remember who did the album cover for this. But they took it from a painting, so it wasn't anybody that made the album cover for them. They took it from an existing painting already and made it their album cover. So, yeah, it's my favorite album by Van Halen. I mean, we don't have to go through it. It's Mean Street, opens up with Mean Street with Eddie Van Halen, just rips up. You really should listen to this. This is like one of Dad's favorite bands.
Alright.
Have you ever heard any Van Halen?
I've heard of him, but I don't think I've...
Well, Van Halen has 2 brothers, so
Ah.
it's Eddie and Alex Van Halen. Eddie.
Sorry.
No, it's all right. It's all right. That's how we learn.
I know.
So Eddie Van Halen on the guitar and with his brother Alex on the drums, rounded out by David Lee Roth, who was the vocalist, and Michael Anthony was the bass player. So it was a 4-piece. And again, this came out in '81 on this day today. So happy anniversary to Van Halen's Fair Warning. Any shows you've been watching or anything? Any movies this week?
Well, I just started today, I started watching The Goldbergs. It's a funny show. It's set in the 80s.
Yeah.
Very funny.
You'll hear a lot of good 80s music on there. You'll definitely...
And I just want to thank, he's probably not watching this anyway, but I want to thank Robert Englund because I was watching a bunch of funny clips on YouTube and he somehow appeared in the show and I'm like, okay, this looks like a good show. I'm going to watch it.
It is a good show. It's a cool show. You'll probably enjoy it. So a little bit of a playlist that I've been listening to this week. White Lion, Best of White Lion. Now White Lion was they call the genre hair metal now, but but I consider that more. I mean, back in the day when I was in high school when this came out, it was more called glam metal.
Glam metal. I've heard of it.
Yeah, glam metal. But now they kind of call it hair metal, and it's like bands that have makeup and things. Although White Lion didn't really have makeup.
Honestly, I like glam metal better than hair metal.
I do too. I don't really like the term hair metal.
Yeah.
I think it's kind of.
What's that?
Well, when grunge came out in the '90s, like Nirvana and all that, they kind of started using the term hair metal to kind of make fun of that scene. That era kind of got destroyed by like Nirvana and stuff like that. But I mean, really, they say it got destroyed by Nirvana, but really the scene itself kind of imploded on itself because it just got to be too polluted with like third and fourth rate bands, and it just got to be so stale and dull that something new really needed to come out. And so they kind of. But White Line was one of my. I like them a lot. You know, Vito Bratta, great guitar player. So this is the best of White Line. So I was listening to this week.
I'll hold this up because this is actually the shirt I'm wearing. We got the Rolling Stones.
Yes, Live at Wiltern. This is a new release actually. It's a 2 CD, 1 DVD release. It's usually they've been coming out with these Vault series releases. Although I'm not sure if this is a Vault series or not. I kind of consider it. It's from the Licks tour from 2003, 2004. So it's already, over 10 years old. And when they were celebrating their 40th anniversary, well, not 20 years old, I'm sorry, 2003, 2004. So yeah, that's over 20 years already.
Wow.
So when they were celebrating their 40th anniversary, they're now on their 60th anniversary, really. So, and they just keep going, I mean, Mick and Keith, they both turned 80. We lost Charlie Watts, but this is a cool one. I've been listening to this one this week. So it's a new one, Live at the Wiltern by the Stones.
Very nice.
Hold that up for me. This is Genesis Abacab. This is album came out in '81. Another 1981 album. Genesis when they were a three-piece. Phil Collins, obviously. Mike Rutherford and Tony Banks. Yeah, you know Phil Collins.
Yeah, he did the music for Tarzan.
So yeah, this is what I've been spinning this week as well. Another one, Coverdale Page. David Coverdale, it was the singer in Whitesnake, a band called Whitesnake, and then Jimmy Page was the guitar player and kind of mastermind of Led Zeppelin. And in the 90s, they came together and they made an album, which I love. This is a great album. I always spin this a lot. Kicks, another great 80s band. Just a great hard rock, straight up hard rock band. And this is Blow My Fuse. Came out in '88. I love this album too. And then Foreigner Records. I was playing this tape in my car. This is the album version, obviously, but I have the cassette, so I was playing the cassette in the car. Brings back fond memories of cruising around with cold buddies of mine. We used to always jam this cassette, cruising around. I mean, it's all the great hits and stuff, but I especially love the live version of Hot Blooded on here. The band I thought was on fire on that live version. Any video games this week you've been playing?
I've been playing Splatoon. It's mostly like the game with the squids and where like you have to ink the moisture. Recently I did the Spring Fest and I was Team Little Bunny, but probably we lost to Team Bear Cub.
Okay.
So
Splatoon, so that's kind of a first
person game,
first
but
person.
mostly using online like subscriptions on the Nintendo Switch in order to play with other people.
Okay. All right. I watched the Bon Jovi documentary last couple of nights. It's a 4-part docu-series. I'm not the hugest Bon Jovi fan, but I did enjoy it very much. I like some Bon Jovi, admittedly. No, but he's got some good songs. I enjoy some of his stuff. But the documentary was fantastic. I mean, it really just covers from the very beginning all the way up until now, and it's cut up into 4 parts. Very long. But for me, documentaries should be long like that. It should really get in depth on the band and the artists and stuff like that, and not cut everything down to like an hour and a half or an hour, whatever. So a lot of documentaries, So it's a docu-series into 4 parts.
Speaking of Bon Jovi, apparently there's an SNL sketch out there where Amy Poehler had a dream that she met Bon Jovi and she had a huge crush on him.
A lot of women had crushes on Bon Jovi.
Yeah.
Him and Richie Sambora, they were like one of the pretty boy bands that a lot of the girls liked and stuff. So, very big in the '80s and early '90s, and even they kind of when the whole grunge thing came in, it kind of killed off a lot of the '80s bands. They actually survived. They kind of went through the '90s and changed their sound a little bit. They got a little more contemporary, but they still were a huge band, and they played stadiums and arenas and stuff like that. They didn't disappear, so they were actually one of the bands that survived. So really good docu-series. Even if you're not really into Bon Jovi, I would just recommend it. You know, it's really good. So what else here? Oh, I went to go see Heart and Cheap Trick on Friday. Not with Kayla, but my wife Tina, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. I mean, I've seen Cheap Trick and Heart quite a few times. Cheap Trick a bunch of times, and they're still fantastic. And Cheap Trick played about 50 minutes, which is shorter than that. Like, you know, they open up for a lot of people, so they always go in these opening slots for a lot of different groups. But I love seeing them when they're headlining too, because they really dig deep. Although they did dig deep in, they did pull out a couple of gems. You know, they played Downed. They played Can't Stop the Music, opening track on All Shook Up, which I love hearing. That's one of my favorite albums by them. And they put out quite a few gems, so it was kind of cool, you know. They didn't play their strictly greatest hits, which was cool. And then Heart played about an hour, 20 minutes, 25 minutes, and they played a lot of great songs and touched on some Zeppelin. They even did some David Bowie, which leads into this one. So this is my homework assignment for you, okay? I want you to listen to this David Bowie album, okay? Okay? Did you ever hear any of this stuff?
No, I have not, but I
Okay.
do like David Bowie.
Okay. So I'm gonna start off a little easy on you because you're already kind of familiar with David Bowie a little bit.
Yep.
But I want you to listen to this album, Ziggy Stardust and the Spiders from Mars, okay? In its entirety. I want you to listen to the whole album,
Alright.
okay? And I want to review next week for our next show. And I want you to be honest. You know, our reviews. If you don't like it, be honest with me, okay? And it's cool. It's all good. It's all. We hear things. Everybody hears things differently. So you might like it. You might not like it. So, but this is cool. This is when he had the persona of Ziggy Stardust, which was kind of like a rock star kind of guy. You know, he kind of was a chameleon. He changed personas all out through his career. So yeah, this album came out. I can't remember. 1972, the year I was born.
Awesome.
So this is a great album, though, Ziggy Stardust and the Spiders from Mars. So I'm gonna give that to you, so you can review it, listen to it. You know, there you go.
He's David Bowie.
Yeah, and he's one of the guys I never got to see in concert, which I regret. You know, he would have been one of the few bucket list guys. I've seen a lot of artists, but he was one that I missed. So, anything for me?
Well, I don't have an album.
No, but you can tell me the artist. So if it's music you want me to listen to, or if it's a video game, or if it's a show or movie, anything you want. So what's my homework
So
assignment?
your homework assignment is to listen to a band called Caravan Palace.
Caravan Palace?
They're not rock. They're like kind of like a, like kind of like new wave.
Okay.
I don't think that's really it, but they're like it's like.
There's a lot of keyboards in it or something?
No,
Or?
it's more like a, like somewhat had modern music. There's a little bit of jazz in it. It's supposed to be like modern music.
Okay.
Not
So it's Caravan Palace?
Yeah, they have really good songs.
Okay, so is it like an album you want me to listen to, or is it just like kind of a mix of songs? I mean, how are they old, new?
But they're a mix of old and new.
But how long have they been around? Do you know at all, or no?
Not really.
Okay.
But they're really good. Like they're a band and they're French. They're French.
Oh, they're French. Okay.
I hope I'm not saying this wrong. I don't know too much about them, but they have really good songs. And if anybody out there wants to give them a listen to, you should. They're very good.
Caravan Palace. Okay, so that's my homework assignment.
Yeah.
So I'll look them up, and what I'll do is I'll look to see how many albums they have, and I'll pick an album,
All right.
and then I'll listen to it, and then I'll review it on the next show next week.
All right.
Okay,
Good.
and then you got
Ziggy Stardust.
David Bowie. Okay, so that concludes.
I will send you the album.
Yeah, send me the album, and I'll listen to it, and we'll both review it next week. So that concludes our show for this week. Kayla, I hope you had fun.
I did.
And I hope you guys out there enjoyed the video. Like and subscribe to my channel.
Yes.
Anything else you want to add?
Have a good night, day, wherever you are.
Cheers. Have a great night.
Bye.